What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this could be the last time that we do this type of video. It is a Chicago Bulls injury update ahead of our second play-in tournament game. This one, we will be facing the Miami Heat. Two teams desperate to make the NBA playoffs. Only one team can do it. Who will it be? Well, it looks like both teams have some stumbling blocks along the way. But with that being said, the game has to go ahead. We will be playing it in a couple of hours' time, and let's talk about it right now in this video. But before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls, their injury updates, Miami's injury updates, and everything in between. We're going to start off with the Bulls one, of course. Now, once again, we know the big trio in terms of injuries: Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, Patrick Williams, all out for the remainder of the season. We hope they can get a speedy recovery for next season, some for different reasons, of course, but that is something that we got to keep in mind. We obviously know as well Onuralp Bitim is going to be out for the rest of the season due to a retina issue in his right eye, detached retina, I should say, which sounds painful. So hopefully he can get better soon and he can come back to the Bulls next season with something to prove. Now let's get to the ones that we know for a fact that could potentially play this game. There's one person that we know for a fact will not play this game, and that is Julian Phillips. He hasn't been ruled out for the entire playoffs, but he has been ruled out for this game, this play-in game against the Miami Heat. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. But there's three injuries that we need to talk about. Number one, Ayo Dosunmu, listed as questionable to play with his contusion or his quadricep injury. My apologies. Look, here's the thing, right? Ayo is 50-50. Ayo, 50% chance he may play, 50% chance he may miss the game. What makes me confident that he will play this game is the fact that we saw him play 2 days ago against the Atlanta Hawks. So, of course, that brings confidence into my thought process and my heart that he will be able to play this upcoming game against Miami. Keep in mind, we've got a playoff series after this if we do win that game. So I do expect Ayo to be ready for all of those games just because I saw him return, and again, that's a pretty big deal for me. So very, very happy to see him play. Speaking of, Andre Drummond is listed as questionable as well with his ankle injury against the Miami Heat. Another 50-50 chance for this individual as well. Again, I get confidence when I'm thinking about Andre Drummond playing this game because he did play in that last game against Atlanta. One of the few people I thought really would. You know, I really thought if we didn't have Drummond in that last game against the Atlanta Hawks, we would lose. And I really liked what he was able to bring, even if it wasn't in the points category. I think he did a lot of good things in that game, and I expect a little bit more from him in this game against Miami. Keep in mind, as far as I'm aware, Miami likes to play a little bit of small ball in their lineup as well. So Vucevic and Drummond might have some opportunities there to take advantage of that. And we have to make sure that they can do that. So I do expect Drummond to play, and I do expect Ayo to play. However, there's obviously one person I do not expect to play, and that is Alex Caruso. Now keep in mind, he's listed as questionable as well, but there is a lot to, I guess, his ESPN, report here. It says Caruso, with his ankle injury, is listed as questionable in his game against the Heat. He underwent further evaluation Thursday and revealed reduced swelling, creating increased optimism that he'll be available in the win-or-go-home game against Miami. That's according to Woj, ladies and gentlemen. So that seems to be all signs heading in the right direction. But of course, I definitely think he'll be man-managed. I don't think he's going to just play, willy-nilly 20-30 minutes in that game. But I do expect him to be managed well. If for whatever reason we have a big lead, maybe we could rest him and, really keep him comfortable and bring him in for when he needs to really be in there. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm liking the idea that the swelling is reduced. But I also have a little bit of fear that he may not play this game. So that's everything on the Bulls side of things. Of course, the team that we're facing, the Miami Heat, are not too shy of their injuries themselves. So let's get started. Firstly, we've got Josh Richardson, who underwent surgery on his right shoulder, and I do believe he's expected to be out for the remainder of the season, but I'm not too sure. That injury was last updated on the 7th of March, and he still hasn't played. So I'm expecting he's going to be out for this game as well. Duncan Robinson is listed as probable to play against the Bulls. He had a back issue. That's 75% chance likelihood he can play. Now, often people will look at Duncan Robinson and not necessarily think of anything when it comes to him playing this game. However, He's absolutely had great games against us. And again, we're a team that struggles to guard the three-point shot. I think historically speaking and statistically speaking, we've been that team this season. I think we're ranked around 20th, I believe, in guarding three-point shots. Maybe that is, it's bad. It's not great, is it? We might be even worse than that, actually. But whatever the case may be, we don't guard the three well. Duncan Robinson is a guy that could create a lot of problems for the Bulls from the three-point line. So he's definitely not a guy I'd want to see in this game against the Bulls. I'll tell you that much. I'm definitely worried. Yes, he does get exposed defensively, and that's going to be the optimistic part of seeing him there. But as long as he's in rhythm, we are in trouble. So let's hope he's not in rhythm if he's available to play. Terry Rozier has been ruled out of this game with a neck injury. Terry Rozier is another guy that's had a lot of good games against the Bulls. Not necessarily when he played for the Heat. I think the last time we played him, he was playing for Charlotte, if I'm not mistaken. He's had some good games against us. He's had some worrying games against us as well, like struggling games. But he's definitely an impact player, and he can make an impact on any given night, and he will be missing this game against the Bulls. And then, of course, we've got the superstar player for the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler, was recently announced, I believe, according to Tim Reynolds' reports. Hopefully I said his name correctly, that he does have a sprained MCL and will miss several weeks. So this sucks for multiple reasons when it comes to the Miami Heat. First and foremost, look, just because they have these injuries, I still believe there is still a decent chance they can win this game. It's at their home, they have experience, they've been to the finals before, a lot of the players know what the business is, and they've been in successful situations. So I still would consider them a good chance to win. Maybe not the elite chance. Maybe people will put the Bulls as the favorites, which I'm completely fine with, but they have a chance to win. Of course they do. And, you know, Jimmy Butler was a big responsibility for that. And it sucks because not only if they do make the playoffs, he will be missing a lot of time against the Celtics. And look, I want entertainment. If it's the Bulls not making the playoffs, I want to see good competitive fights in the playoffs. And I think the Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat with no Jimmy Butler is not going to be that competitive. I'm not saying the Bulls would be competitive either, but maybe I would say the Bulls would be a little bit more competitive with their players there compared to when Jimmy Butler's not there for Miami. That's just my assumption of things, of course. But two, of course, it does hinder them in this game as well. And I don't want to see Jimmy Butler injured, and I don't think many Bulls fans wants to see Jimmy Butler injured, but that seems to be what we're going to have to face in a couple of hours' time, a Jimmy Butler-less Miami Heat team. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Of course, that does put the Bulls in a heavy contention to win. It does give the Bulls a better chance to make the playoffs, and we'll just have to wait and see how the cookie crumbles. We'll just have to wait and see how we go. But with that being said, it is time for me to end this video here. I should be doing a watch along for this game. I cannot guarantee anything, of course, but I'll try my absolute best. Of course, if there's something that goes on throughout the stream, I might have to leave early. That is obviously a given as well, if you know the circumstances. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes. If this is our last game, let's make it a good one. If this is our game that takes us to the playoffs, let's enjoy this experience because we know we're going to have a tougher competitive fight against the Boston Celtics, to say the least. Considering we're the 8th seed, they are the 1st seed, and they're comfortably the 1st seed as well. What do you think? Thank you for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.